Hello, my name's Mark Helm. I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Self-Storage Quick Start Academy. And I help people who are getting in the self-storage business, and I help people who are in the self-storage business and want to grow their business strategically purchase self-storage facilities in such a way that it creates true wealth and a fulfilling career. And it has never been harder to buy self-storage than it is right now. It's also never been more rewarding to buy self-storage than it is right now. And quite simply, the REITs have driven up the prices of self-storage in literally every segment of the marketplace. In our market, we had an owner that owned a rather large facility but got $10 million for his self-storage facility from a REIT, a very, very low cap rate. Now, all of a sudden, all the owners in our market have put their properties on the market trying to get their $10 million. Not serious at all about selling, just testing the market. It's challenging buying today. But if you're studying the first course in the Quick Start Academy, How to Buy Your First Self-Storage Facility, you realize that you have a secret weapon. Your secret weapon is your business strategy. Like I say in the course, my self-storage business transformed once I got crystal clear on what my business strategy was. That's the power of having a business strategy. You know exactly what you can pay, what you can't pay. It takes all the emotion and the guesswork out of it, and you can really work with the seller structuring a deal so that you can hit your plan and they can still get what they want. Doesn't always work, but it works more than it does just going in trying to get a good deal. It is literally one of your secret weapons that you have. Now, a lot of you have been reaching out to me talking about designing a business strategy and having questions about it. So let's take the next few episodes and actually talk about your business strategy and either create one in the next few weeks or tighten the one up that you have. So quite simply, my relationship to a business strategy is, my business strategy closes the gap between me being a cash buyer and where I'm actually at right now. In a perfect world, I'd be a cash buyer. I would buy it all cash and generate the return that I'm seeking, and that's how I would do it. But very few of us have the cash to do that. If you do have the cash to be a cash buyer, there actually are some strategies out there for you that can help you mitigate your risk. But I'd be very interested in talking to you and find out what you did to create all your wealth. But most of us are not cash buyers. Most of us have to use bank financing to close the gap between what we have in terms of cash and what it costs to buy a storage facility. So if you have $500,000 cash and the seller wants $3 million for a self-storage facility, you've got to get bank financing to cover the gap between the $500,000 and the $3 million. In that simple business plan, your business strategy is to get a bank loan to cover the difference between the cash you have and what he'll sell it for. So in every business strategy, there are three parts to consider. Now this is in simplistic terms, but it works. So there's the cash, how much equity is going in the deal. You've got to have a strategy for that. It might be your money, it might be other people's money. There is the debt, where the majority of the cash is coming from to buy the facility. Usually it comes from a bank. And then there's the managing the facility after you buy it. Who's going to manage it? How is it going to be managed? And how is the wealth going to be created after it's purchased? Those are the three parts of a business strategy. In simple terms, you're closing the gap on your weaknesses wherever you have them. You may have a lot of money and be very strong financially, but you don't know how to run a facility. So you've got to design a business strategy for running that facility and closing the gap on your weakness. When I got into business, I knew how to run a facility, or knew enough to run a facility, and what I didn't know, I knew I could learn real quick. But I didn't have any cash to get into business, and I wasn't very strong financially, or strong enough financially to get the loans that I needed to get. So I had to design a business strategy that covered my weaknesses on getting the cash to go in and getting the loan to go on the property. So in your situation, where do you need to close the gap? Is it in raising the money, or do you have the money? Is it in getting the loan? Can you get the loan? Maybe it's in running the facility. So the next few weeks we're going to talk about the spaces you go through to design your business strategy. Today we're going to talk about the equity or cash into it. We'll complete this conversation next week. You very well might have the money to put in a down payment on a facility. If so, that's part of your business strategy. If you don't have the money to put as a down payment on a self-storage facility, that's not a problem. You can use other people's money. Now, if you're using other people's money, you have two choices. You can either use other people's money from people you know, or from people you don't know. Either way, they're looking for the same thing. Well, investors want to know these answers. How much money do I have to put in, and when do I need to put it in? How safe is my money? What is my money going to earn? And when do I get my money back? And how much will I get back? So if you're using other people's money, you have to design a business strategy that answers those questions. In simple terms, what I've discovered is investors who are going to put it in self-storage want an above market return. What does that mean? Well, the way I look at it is, what is a market return? A market return is what an investor can earn, let's say, in a Vanguard index fund, in the Dow Jones or the NASDAQ index fund. What would they earn there? That's the market. So I'm discovering that's, 8% to 10%. So if I can go to an investor and say, in our self-storage deals, you will earn more than that, then you start to get their attention. But the investors, using other people's money, you've got to design your strategy so that they know how much to put in, what they're going to earn on their money. In other words, if it's a 12% is what you need to get, now you know when you're buying a self-storage facility, you need a cash-on-cash return of 12% or more. When will you get that? That's when the answer to the question, when they get their money back, then you know you have till that time to begin generating the 12% return. How safe is their money? Well, you are in the self-storage business. You have the best story there is to tell an investor about the asset class they're investing in. Nothing is better than self-storage. You have the best story possible. Now, if you can't sit here and talk 10 to 20 minutes on why self-storage is the best, absolute best investment vehicle there is, I have a lot of free videos on creating wealth through self-storage. The 3-series video on how to buy self-storage in today's competitive market goes into detail about the self-storage industry and why I love it so much. And all of the blogs there's a lot talking about why self-storage is so good. You design your story, your strategy, your talking points about why someone should invest in self-storage, and if they're going to invest in self-storage, why they should invest with you. So design your business strategy. If you're using other people's money, design your business strategy to answer the questions. How much money will they have to put in? How much are they going to earn on the money that they put in? What's their return? How safe is their money? And when will they get their money back? You design a program that answers those questions. You have a business strategy for that portion of buying a self-storage facility. So between now and next week, work on that. Design your business strategy. Now, if you have the money, you already have that part of your business strategy. We're going to complete this conversation next week and talk about the next part of the business strategy, the bank financing. But between now and then, work on that first part. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if I can answer any questions. Also, like me or like us on the Facebook group and ask there and get other people's input on it. And anything I can do to help you design your business strategy, let me know. If you would like a free webinar that helps walk people through this, and we actually work with people online, I'd be happy to do that. I am passionate about supporting you in getting in this fantastic business at this time. It's challenging, but this is the time to get into it. Real wealth can be created. So thank you for watching this. Thank you for listening to this. My name is Mark Helm, and I'm the author of Creating Wealth Through Self-Storage, and I'm the creator of the Storage World Analyzer, the #1 financial analysis software tool in the self-storage industry. Thank you very much.